Yes, welcome to the case of surviving Norway, and this time regarding child support. And if your child support is okay, from time to sometimes you will get a letter from NAV like this. And this is I'll try to translate um, from Norway to English and try to find out what the magnitude of the problem is. Let's just see. Uh, number. This word here means child support. Barnetrygd means child support, and this. I'm sorry about all this stuff, but it's to protect the innocent. It's not and it's not relevant for this video. So there's the birth number to anyone who's receiving the child support. And this is, I'll take this in Norwegian and then in English. So this bit is NAV varsler med dette om at din stønadssak er tatt til revisjon, og din rett til barnetrygd etter EØS-bestemmelsene skal revideres. This means, in short, there's a revision on your child support, which now will do from time to time to try to get people. It's trying to get some red tape and get people off the child support. And the next one. I den anledning trenger Nav følgende dokumentasjon fra deg. According to this revision, Nav needs some documentation. And the documentation is, let's take off this shit. The documentation they want is some kind of form. Of course, Nav loves its forms and all its red tape. And it's so frustrating to be a foreigner in Norway regarding this. And so Nav is asking for, in this case, a Nav 3400.15, and the name of the schema the name of the scheme is here. So they want you to, in this case, the red tape scenario is they wanted a new form, and they're telling you to find the form on nav.no. And the whole point of this is the next one, and it's about if you don't send this together with the first side, you've also got a first side when you have when you get letters like this, and you get a date, and you get this date is the number 6th of October, and if you don't do anything within that, it says that you can lose the support, child support. Let me translate that. You will lose your child support. This is the excuse the system is using to take away your child support if you don't fill out an extra scheme like this up here. And there's another statement at the end which says that it says that you have to find out to go through some digital systems and find out your update information on where you are. They're going to go to your homeland to find out this. So if you're from Poland, then they will try to find out. If you're from Romania, they will try to find out what your status is between that. all in a big system to try to take away your rights to child support. So what to do with this? Well, there's no way other than find this schema nav 34-00.15. Let's try to find it, and we'll go to www.nav.no. Actually, I'm going. If you go to this address, you can just go to the search bar down here and press 34-00.15 because there's a million schemas in nav and it's impossible to find them, so we have to do some kind of search to get away with this. And hey, what do you know? Here it is. One hit for and here it is. It's the tilleggsskjema ved krav om utbetaling av barnetrygd og eller kontantstøtte på grunnlag av regler om eksport etter EØS-avtalen NAV. So this is the where you have to fill in this form. And I click on it and let's see. And then they will ask you for, they will ask you for language. This is the Norwegian written language. There are two, Nynorsk, English, and Bokmål. We have English. Okay, I go for English. And I want you to have a copy of your work agreement, your work contract, and they want to know if the child is registered in Norway or in some foreign country. So here I guess the child is not registered in Norway, it's just a foreign country. So let's do this. Okay, and then put insending. Wow, and you have to do this online. And you have to log in with some kind of shit like this. It's a bank-ID. Here I have mine. And you have to do your bank-ID. Might be a bank-ID på mobile, bypass, some other company that does this thing, deliver passwords. And we can download and fill out the it's a great. We have to download and fill out the search, and it have to be Acrobat Reader or something. And save the scheme on your machine. Scan that image of your own, like upload and send direct to nav. Okay, sometimes you have to do it online, and sometimes you will get a little extra side like this, and in the extra side you can send it by mail to nav and with a sign. And in this case I might recommend that you find the schema, and as soon as you can, download the schema, fill it out by hand or on your computer, print it out and send it into some scanning, nav scanning, which is now is a department of scanning in Norway. I'll see. Okay, wait, you can go back. You see here, if you don't Actually, there's an option here. If you don't want, if you don't want to do it digital, you can push on this button, or it's not a button really, but I want to send this by mail. I'll now go in here, and then I come to the part where I can probably download and send without logging in, which is good in this case. Okay, and I'll check for that I'm registered in Norway and lives in Norway. If you're not living in Norway, you have to point out I live abroad, and there's some option about here. But usually, if you've been working for 1 year or more, you usually can say that you live in Norway. So just leave the post number where you are registered, 84, and your birth certificate number. Your birth, not date of birth. Sorry about my very poor English. I'll take mine. And you have to, it's not just a date of birth, you have to go all the way, and also your social security number. And then you get the possibility to download some shit. And you see I've got it now, I've got it in English. And now I can translate the thing. Supplementary form, it's a form for claiming payment of child benefit and or cash for care benefit based on export rules under the EEA agreement. It's the agreement, EU agreement, really. This is the important bit. This is, now you're closing to your goal of getting this down. Now push download. And if you have Chrome, it will open here on the left side. And this is Internet Explorer, so I'll open it directly here by click open. And if all the computer works, it's this. And this is what we do. We put in all the informations we need. Oh, let's see. The details about you, the applicant, family relationship to the child or children. So your first name, your personal number, your Norwegian ID number. So if you have a personal ID in your home country, put it here. If you have a Norwegian personal ID number, 11 digits, put it here. Family relationship for the children. If there's your children, you can say, if you're the father of the children, you say you're the father, or the relationship to the children will be your child. Details about the other parent, caregiver with whom the child lives. It might be your wife. So then you have to put your wife, family name, first names. First the family name, and then the first name to your wife, and then if there is a personal ID in the home country, and the Norwegian personal ID, 11 digits of her, and her relationship to the children. We have to put here. And then after that, you type point 3, and it's the details about children. Put in your family name of your children first, and then your first name, date of birth for your children, and the personal ID, home ID for the children if you have, and the Norwegian ID. And you don't need the number if the child is not living in Norway. It's just a personal ID. But you have to do this. And for which benefit are you applying? cash for care or child benefit. Usually it's child benefit. Period from and period to. I'm insecure about that, but you will look at your letter and see if there's any or previous letter you have got where it states from what period you have got this from. So and put on the same dates here and here. Details about your employment and or pension status. Do you have employment in Norway and or the EEA, meaning most of the EU? We can say yes. In my case, we can say yes to that because I'm filling this out for a person who has lived in Norway for 7 years or more, so it should be okay. Do you work in the Norwegian continental shelf or do you work within ship, oil or rig? If you do, push yes. If not, no. Do you work on a Norwegian registered ship? If you do, yes, push yes. If you don't, push no. Do you have a pension from Norway and or other EU member state? If you have pension from Norway or your homeland, then push yes here, and if not, push no. Benefit that replace income from Norway and or other member state. Usually it's no here, but of course it's your. And if you're pushing yes here, you have to do the details about the employment, pension or benefits if you have any other benefits. My experience is that usually people don't have when they're working in Norway. And so some details about the other parent caregivers employment and pension status. Yep, employment in Norway and or EEA. If your wife, usually your wife, can be other, is employment in Norway, then push yes. If she's not employment in Norway, then push no. I think it's no in this case. Work on the Norwegian continental shelf ship oil rig. And again, it's the same as before. No on this one, no on this one, and no on this one. And I think there's no on this one as well. Residence. Please provide the place of residence with full address for the period of which you are applying for child's benefit or cash for care benefit. The applicant, so please provide details of residence. Then again, you have to do your name and your wife's name and the children for who you are applying. And you have the details of residence with full address. So the applicant, which is probably you, your full address here. The other parent, care person, your wife, her full address here. And the children from who you are applying, the child's full address, put it on here. And are you or the other caregiver receiving child benefit cash for care benefit from another country? Usually it's no there, but if it's yes, you have to send yes. Has an application for child cash for care benefit been made in another country? Have you applied for probably at the same time you're applying here? Have you also applied for another country? In this case, no. But if you do that, bank account number, nothing to fill out here. A declaration and signature, place, date, and your signature, and some information that left. So when you go through this and put on all your rights, you go through this, put on all, set, make yourself some coffee, make yourself an hour or two, sit down and fill it this form and push on file, print, and send it to Nav. Then you've been doing what they asked you to do. Going back to this letter and say that they need this documentation nav 34/00.15. You have to do this if you want to claim the child benefits further. So you really get no choice here. You have to deliver this shame to them and have to be before the 6th of October. Okay, that concludes this session of Norwegian red tape. And if you haven't fallen asleep a long time ago, this is the time to fall asleep. Yes, again, sorry for my bad English, but this is useful information. So that was how to surviving in Norway, child support.